Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGame LLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be organizing Great Western Trail, Argentina, designed by Alexander Pfister and published by Eggertspiel. This is a fully sleeved copy of the game with no lid lift that's organized to get gameplay started as soon as possible. If you have any questions about what you see here, please let me know down in the comments below. And for links to everything that I talk about in this video, please take a look in the description. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure that you do. It is the best way to help us grow. And for those of you already subscribed, thank you so much for the continuous support. Let's organize Great Western Trail, Argentina. We'll lift off the lid here, and inside you'll see that we have the rulebooks on top. Let's move the rulebook to the side, and it's also followed by all of your reference material, including 2 appendixes. Give those to each side of the table so everybody has a reference that they can check on the abilities of the different buildings. And lastly, you'll have the Way of a Guacho. This is the solo mode, giving you all the details if you want to play a solo game of Great Western Trail, Argentina. Underneath all of our paper components, you have the main game board. And that opens up into our main body of the box. Now, first off, we'll start off with the included A, B, and C bags. We'll open up these like so, and you'll see that each of these tiles have a letter on the bag. So the B's are obviously going to be in the B bags. Go ahead and organize those into these 3 lettered bags here. Next up, we have the containers for the tokens and the coins. We use 2 different types of containers. The Stonemaier containers for the 1 coins. There's just a little bit more of them, so they don't fit in these white ones. And then we have the white Dollar Tree containers. I really like them because you just pop the top off and put them on the bottom like so. Links in the description below for all the things that we use in this video. In our first container, we have all of your redraw tokens. Put that near all of the players next to the main game board. And then in the next one here, we have all of the 5 coins. Now, as you've noticed, these are metal coins here. There's 5s and 1s that are made exclusively for Great Western Trail by Moedas & Co. I'll leave a link in the description below to their website. They are a bit pricey, but they are custom made to the game. So they've got the 5s in here, as well as the 1s in our Stonemaier container. They work well. They've got a great heft to them, and they even say Great Western Trail on them. Super awesome. So I do recommend these. I think they are some incredible coins. They've got them all for all sorts of games. So those are all of our component pools that we'll be grabbing from during the game, but in each of these bags here, you'll have all of your player components. You'll toss one of these to each player. Let's quickly detail as to what's in each of these bags. Each bag is going to have the following components: all of your buildings with an A and a B side, your Caballero with their cute little hat. You can customize those as you see fit. You've got your little train marker, all of your circular discs, and lastly, your square tokens here. In addition to all of the tokens, you're also going to have all of the player cards for each color. They have a little symbol on the bottom here. For example, these are the red cards, and you're going to collect all of those, including all of your 2s, all of your 1s, and then each player is also going to add a single Exhaustion card into their deck. So you'll go ahead and give those to each player. Now's a great time to talk about the sleeves that we use for the game. We use the GameGenic Standard American matte sleeves. I love the way that they shuffle. They've got a nice matte finish, so it reduces the glare. I love these sleeves. Link in the description below. So that's everything inside of a single player bag. We'll go ahead and remove all of them as they are all identical. Underneath all your player components, you'll have your score sheets. We have the regular and a laminated version, and you could even toss a pencil in there for good measure. Underneath the player components, you'll have the different city maps for the game. Go ahead and put those to the side of the board, and you may have to put these little tokens on them based on the player count. So it'll tell you on the back based on the number of players and where you need to place these. You'll put them right in the center here, covering up some of those spots. So that's for all of the different city maps. In a small plastic bag, separate from everything else, you have all of your solo cards. They're these horizontal versions here, so it's easy to tell which are for solo only. Next up, you have all of your movement modifiers. There's these tokens that you're going to slot into your player boards. They're going to change what your movement value is, as well as how much you pay for tax, and then that's going to show the player count. So they're double-sided, and you'll pass them based on the players. Like for a 3-player game, you only have 4 base movement, and then you have to pay more for those green tokens there. So go ahead and pass those out to the players. Next up in this main section, you'll have all of your player boards. You're only going to get these out based on the number of players, and they also have the colors in the back, so it's yellow and blue. Go ahead and pass 1 to each player, and you'll slot in those movement tokens in this upper area here. Underneath the player boards, you'll have all of your solo board components. That brings us to our top section here, starting off with all of our cards. You'll have all of your cow cards. Go ahead and shuffle those up and make the cow market. You'll have all of your exhaustion cards here. You're going to go ahead and put those into an area. We can collect them if you're taking that work action. And then lastly, you have all of your objective cards. Go ahead and shuffle those up and make the objective display. Next up, we have what remains of our original insert. We've just used a pair of scissors to trim it, so that way it fits snugly in that upper left corner, and there's room for everything else that's bagged in a more logical way. Let's take a look inside. First up in this this right side here, you have some of your every game components that you'll randomize, including your neutral buildings, as well as your station master tiles. You can just dump this out onto the game board and then put them into their appropriate spots. You've also got a silica gel packet in here for freshness. You've got your marker for tracking when the game is going to end, and then you have your piece for that solo mode as well to track its different actions. So all of that is going to get randomized and placed onto the board appropriately. All of your neutral buildings, your station master tiles, and then of course place that marker where it belongs on the game board. And the last components in this small plastic area are your ship tokens. They're actually separated into sun and non-sun. The sun are going to start on the board. You'll just simply dump them out like so, shuffle up all of the tiles that don't have the suns and put those face down, and then the remaining ships you'll place out onto the board here as areas where you can deliver to. So that is everything inside of the box. Let's go ahead and pack it away. We'll start off with our remaining insert here, putting all of our ship tiles in the left side, followed by all of your station master tiles, your neutral buildings, your silica gel packets for freshness here, your solo tile, as well as your end of game marker. We'll push that into the upper left section here, and then place all of your cards in that upper right section. We'll place your solo boards on the bottom like so, followed by all of your player boards face down just to help with the warping. Next up, we have all of your city boards in that bottom right corner, followed by your solo cards. We'll place all of the component trays, including our coins and our draw tokens. We'll place our score pads in that bottom right section, followed by our tokens that go on those city boards. Next, we'll put our movement modifier tokens in this upper right area, followed by a pencil for keeping score. Next, we'll put in our player components here, sort of alternating with the way that we're stacking them, just to make sure that we're making use of the space as best as possible. We'll fill in the rest of the space here with our C, B, and A tokens. We'll put our game board on top of all of this, followed by your appendixes, your solo mode, and your rulebook. We'll just place that all on top of that game board there. And that is organizing Great Western Trail, Argentina. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please let me know down in the comments below. How do you organize your copy of Great Western Trail? What do you think of the Argentina version? What do you think of the changes? Did you keep the original insert? Have you upgraded any of your coins? What company do you use for your custom metal coins? We'd love to hear what you think. But thank you so much for watching. SideGame Strong.